So, Ian, I remember you did actually had a showroom in the BDC, wasn't it, years ago?
Yes, yes.
And it was a really nice showroom, I remember. For what reason did you choose to? You haven't got any more, I take it.
No, Chris, the reason we got rid of the showroom in the BDC was because it was standalone. So we had to have someone there on their own. And so it's quite difficult to manage. And a lot of the time, we'd have people saying they wanted to come to the showroom, and then we get there and they were running late or they were cancelled, and we'd have to travel from Mitcham, as you know, up to Islington. So it was quite difficult having a showroom remote from the main office. So what we decided to do once we built the Guildford office was to incorporate the showroom inside the office. So that's the main reason why we decided to come out of the BDC.
I guess the only disadvantage is that it's not in London. Just thinking off the top of my head, but do you find that's a problem, or?
It's interesting. You can look at it both ways, can't you? Like everything in life, when there's an action, there's always a reaction. Some are positive, some are negative. It's only 25 minutes on the train from Waterloo to Guildford, so that's easy, it's fast. Sometimes you can get to Guildford quicker than you could if you were getting across London on the tube. The other thing is a lot of clients actually like to come out of London, Chris, and are quite actually more open to coming to Guildford than perhaps staying in London. I don't know whether I should say this, but I think a lot of clients feel that if they come to Guildford and they finish at 3 o'clock, they can go home after that. But they've got to go back to the office. Yeah,
Well, it does make sense. And plus, Guildford's a lovely town, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, lots of green. And so,
yes. So I think with a showroom, a showroom is very important to convey your brand. It's very important to also convey the size of your product range, because what we try to do in our showroom, and as you know with iGuzzini, we have a very wide range of products, Chris. I think when someone walks into the showroom, immediately they can see the enormity of the range that we have. It's a great tool for conveying the width of our product offer.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. I remember specifying you recently, and there were many to choose from. There is no lack of choice with iGuzzini, that's for sure. Do you get a specific type of client that requires
all sorts? Yeah, all different types of clients, Chris. So you can even have contractors come in, because we can use the showroom area to educate them on how to install products. You have the architects who are interested in aesthetics. Obviously, lighting design is very important, because the one thing I think where we've taken it a stage further now, as you've seen even in Frankfurt, is the lighting experience. Because we're very much, let me rephrase this, I think a lot of showrooms are good at showing the aesthetics of the products. You say, oh, that looks good, but they don't really enable you to show the performance of the product. Visual comfort, beam distribution, visual effects, etc. So we've now got we call it the lighting experience, as you've seen. You've experienced it at Frankfurt, I think, haven't you?
I think, is it not do at all? You have like a type of dark, I think, is it similar to the dark?
Yeah, exactly that. So it's very much to show things like visual comfort, so you can see the laser blade, the actual performance of it. So that's what we try to take it a stage further. So I think that gives you, perhaps information that to us, a showroom is very, very important, because we're showing off, the form, but also the function of the product.
I think, I mean, the type of products you have as well, there's a lot of aesthetic value, isn't there, to the product itself. So it's a good point that I think, I don't know what your competition, I mean, for this article, I'm interviewing a few other manufacturers, but I don't think that over the last few years, the showroom has really been at the forefront of what manufacturers want to do with their. So I guess I don't know what your view is on that, but I don't.
Chris, interesting. I mean, the other thing is that obviously we've got a showroom here in southern England, so we talk about the showroom coming out of London, but that also doesn't help specify in Bristol or Manchester or Scotland. So what we've also done, and I think you've seen it, is develop our container. I don't know if you can actually see it. I showed the thing. I don't know if you see that outside the window. Can you see the container, the orange container?
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's our mobile showroom with lighting experience. So we can take that and put that on a lorry and take it around the country. So we're trying to sort of, have your main showroom, but then also have a mobile showroom. So you probably have an open day in Manchester, so the specifiers there can come and see it. Because we don't have, I mean, in an ideal world, you have the budget to have, you know, a showroom in Bristol and Birmingham and Manchester and Edinburgh, but we can't do that. So we came up with our mini sort of mobile.
I think that's quite a decent thing to do, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that there's a lot of people doing that. I know that there was at Philips, they had some sort of mobile exterior lighting rig or something, but it didn't really have the, dare I say it, panache. But let's not go there. So I was just thinking, actually, with the B word, the Brexit word, and obviously coronavirus, do you think that the showroom is becoming more important? And I mean,
Chris, I would say that I wouldn't say that either of those two things make the showroom more important. You could argue that coronavirus is going to make it a little more difficult because some people are nervous about going out at the moment. But I think in 6 months' time, you know, that will change. We've actually got some people in our showroom at the moment. So, you know, people are coming to the offices and coming to the showroom. I think that with our industry and the way our products are being developed, and perhaps with smart lighting as well coming more to the fore, it's more important to have a showroom to explain, because lighting is becoming more complicated. And I therefore think that a showroom gives you, or is a great tool to convey more to the client what light can give them.
Without a doubt. I was thinking along the lines of Frankfurt and such like, because I guess that isn't, I can't imagine that those events are going to be as well as attended as before. So I think that people with a showroom have got a head start, as it were, and certainly in terms of marketing your brand, they're definitely the way forward. Just finally, how does it compare to Italy? How does this country compare to Italy when it comes to displaying of products? And
well, I think we have a culture here, Chris, that we're not as open to going to showrooms. I think in Italy, people are more open, and perhaps on the continent, in other countries, people are more open to going to the showroom. Whereas the culture in the UK is bring your products to us, you know, to the designer studio, the architect studio, the consultant engineer studio. And that's okay, we have to do that, but it's not the optimum solution for us. What's great is if someone comes to the showroom, we can work through the design of what they want. And also, I think it's like going into a sweet shop in a way, in that if someone goes in there and says, I want a packet of Smarties, but when they also see all the other sweets, they're saying, well, actually, I'll buy a Mars bar as well. You know, it entices them into other things. So that's a great thing with the showrooms. When someone comes in, they may have a specific product they want to look at, but when they come into the showroom, they see all the other products and think, oh, actually, that could be a good product to use in the external application, which I wasn't considering at that stage.
I think that's a really good point. Yeah. I recently went to see Panzeri in North Italy. Yes. And I was quite impressed because they're not a massive brand.
No.
But they did have a good showroom, and that really said a lot to me about, and also, as you said, the difference between the Italians and the British. I found when I was dealing with Italians, they wanted an hour and a half talk, a long peruse of everything, whereas the British are just like, you've had your 5 minutes now, can you basically go? And that was a really big conscious thing that I felt very uncomfortable sometimes in meetings when I had to deal with the elongated expression of Italian design for that. It's a shame for something, but I guess we're very time poor, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I'll wrap it up there. I'll stop recording.
No, Chris, just one last final thing. I think the other thing I think a showroom conveys is the professionalism of the company. And the reason I say this, I won't hold you up, but I think one of the important things for us at the moment in our industry is that we know we're always fighting against lower quality products. Okay? Now, you and I know what quality light is, but most people out there don't know what quality light is. So if they had an iGuzzini downlighter in front of them, let's say £50, and they had a Chinese one in front of them at £10, they'd probably go for the £10 one. They wouldn't even turn it on. They wouldn't even turn it on, Chris. People know what quality video is. They know what quality audio is. So when they come to a showroom, we can convey to them what good light is and bad light is, because the average person doesn't know what quality light is. So it enables us to convey that to them. It also enables us to convey the professionalism that our products will last a long time. Because a lot of people, when they buy lighting, they don't think about that sort of total cost of ownership or total reliability or total longevity. And we know that a lot of people now are getting their fingers burned by buying low-cost lighting and it's failing within 18 months. I mean, LEDs are meant to last you all your life now. But I mean, Chris, I'm seeing shops out there where the shop windows are turning blue because the phosphorus burning off the front of the LED. So it gives us also that opportunity to show to people that we're giving them value for money and why our product is maybe £50, whereas I shouldn't say Chinese, but another product is £10. So it enables you to convey that and for people to understand it.
Yeah, and I think from a personal point of view, it saves the designer a bit of time as well, because you're reinforcing the message that we're trying to get across. I did a job recently in Windsor where I specified some of your downlights, and the unfortunate problem was that the AV guy got in and said, oh look, I've got these, they're cheaper, and we've been through the whole process of showing them the quality and telling them why and they just, because they're there in front of the customer, they got specified. And that's a dreadful shame, because your salesman did everything he could. And I think perhaps that message, it always needs to be pushed out there, because it's gonna make for a lot of unhappy customers otherwise, isn't it?
Very much so. Yeah, because you take your friends that don't work in lighting. If they see two downlighters, one's £50, one's £10, they don't know the difference.
No, it's true. Well, it's a
visual. If you buy a sound system for their house, and you decide they want Bose, if someone says, "Oh no, you want a Ching Chong Ching sound system," they go, "No." Isn't it? We know that, but it's this problem we have about conveying what quality light is. A showroom enables you or helps you to do that.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ian.
No problem.